affair from Cassell Coliseum. Here we go from Blacksburg. Hokies win the tip and we're underway.
Niagara, a very small basketball team, love to play fast, loves to press, loves to attack on offense, but they're giving up a lot of size to the Hokies.
Kilah Freelon misses on the first chance, and now here's the Eagles. Chastity Speedy Wilson loses the rock. Turns it over to Virginia Tech. Hokies in transition. Nelson pulls up from free throw line, extended, and she buries it.
What a good decision maker. Mackie Nelson has turned out to be in their starting role after coming off the bench a year ago for Coach Duffy.
Averaging 6.5 points per game on the season for the redshirt sophomore. Freelon got a hand on it, regrouped by Kilah Freelon, graduate transfer out of Augusta University.
Niagara missing one of their starters tonight, Jordan Williams out.
Williams, the sophomore, 11 points on the season. And Matt Cooper, Niagara needs to step up and fill that role of Williams.
Yeah, several people will be doing that. Jade Campbell, and like you mentioned, Kilah Freelon, we've already seen a little bit of her.
Freeman making her first career start with Niagara here tonight. Fensroy, shot clock violation. Niagara doesn't get a shot off.
They've really struggled on the offensive end. We mentioned their shooting woes, only shooting 32% from the field, 27 from three, only 61 from even the free throw line, and they're turning it over at an alarming rate, almost 22 turnovers a game.
Full court press for the Purple Eagles. Hokies break it. Daley in the corner. Rattles in and out. Freelon, second chance, and she's got it.
So quick, runs the floor, pursues rebounds. Been so impressive. 15 points, 12.3 rebounds, number 1 in the ACC, number 7 in the NCAA.
That's always big for the senior transfer out of Texas Tech. Very dynamic player welcomed into Blacksburg this offseason. Fensroy. Purple Eagles took a shot clock violation on their last possession. Give and go to Freeman. Off the glass, she's got it.
Really nice play right there. That's what we were talking about. Freeman has to step up.
Wenzel to Baker. She hoists the triple. Money!
What she's known for, hasn't shot the ball well this season. Only 4 for 17 from three-point range. But everybody in this building knows what she's capable of. She's been a great shooter since she arrived here 2 years ago.
15 points against Coastal Carolina on Sunday, and Carys Baker drills the first triple. What can the Eagles do in response?
Now, she's scoring at the same rate she did last year, but it's been inside the arc for this season.
Wilson too strong. Baker's got the rebounds.
Wilson averages 14 points a game, their leading scorer.
Wenzel working on Dial. Layup works for Carleigh Wenzel.
Coming off a really good game where she had 23 points and 10 assists.
And Mac, what does the Niagara defense need to do to slow this Hokies offense down?
Well, they need to score on the other end before they can play defense because they really want to pressure you, pick you up full court. It's hard to do that when you're missing shots. Hokies rebounding and pushing it to the other end.
Under 10 for the Purple Eagles. Tries to throw down low to Fensroy, deflected out by Mel Daley.
And if you press, the Hokies are really good in transition. You see run the floor, defense can't recover, and Carys Baker knocked the bottom out of it.
Niagara brings some subs off the bench. Haruna, one of them, missing off the iron. Rebound goes to Freelon. Pushing the pace.
Hokies with numbers.
Nelson fouled on the way up.
Doing such a good job. Number 2 in the ACC and assist number 9 in the NCAA. She is off to a terrific start after earning that starting role in the offseason.
Mackenzie Nelson, the team is 10-0 in games in which she has 5 or more assists. She now goes to the charity stripe.
She had 12 points and 4 assists against Coastal Carolina.
Drains the first free throw.
Such a good defender. Was always a spark off the bench, drawing a charge, deflecting a ball, making a big play. Now she's in the starting lineup and playing significant minutes.
Hokies lead by 9. Niagara looking for a bucket. Haruna, top of the arc 3, misses off the back iron. And an offensive rebound, we're going the other way.
Haruna come off the bench shooting that basketball, the freshman out of Montreal.
What a handful of Canadians on this Niagara team, but it makes sense. They're right close to that Canadian border.
Right up on that border, exactly.
Niagara in upstate New York, technically located Niagara University, New York, up by Buffalo. First time these teams ever meet on the hardwood. Freelon gets down to Nelson. One more pass Baker. Freelon, she's stuffed on the way up. And Niagara, a team that knows how to get the blocks, man.
Yeah, #1 in their league in blocks, despite not being very big. Haruna got that one, the 6-foot freshman. We mentioned the Canadian. Here we see the drive. And the block, that's pretty impressive. Haruna has come in the game and made things happen. She's gotten a couple shots up and a block on the defensive end.
It's about 6 blocks per game for Niagara. And Mac, how does the Purple Eagles make up for not having the size but still able to get the blocks?
Well, they've got to get the game going up and down the floor, but they're just very aggressive defensively when it comes to stealing the ball and comes to blocking shots. And we were just talking about Haruna. She continues to be in the middle of the action.
4 points for the Eagles, Purple Eagles. Mel Daley drills it from the corner. Hokies take the 9-point lead.
Daley is a throwback, a mid-range shooter. Everybody wants to shoot threes or layups. She's extremely good at the 15-footer.
All 5 Tech starters have scored in this ball game so far.
That's another trait of this team for Coach Duffy is they've really had balanced scoring with 5 averaging in double figures.
Speedy Wilson, step back 2, nylon.
That's why we were talking about her. She has not shot the ball well from long distance, but really it's hard for a guard to shoot 50%, but she's right at that number.
Wenzel goes right up Broadway and lays it in. Carleigh Wenzel using the speed.
Carleigh Wenzel hadn't shot the ball well from 3 this season either, but still averaging almost 19 points a game. Can you imagine what that's going to look like when she starts knocking down the long-range shots?
It's going to be special for sure. For 4th in the ACC in points is Carleigh Wenzel, and the Eagles come down and drain a basket on the other end.
Yeah, Jade Campbell with the bank shot from 15.
Freelon. She scores once again, and we're just back and forth in this track meet in Cassell.
On a team with several sprinters, I don't know if anybody could beat Freelon in a race from end to end. Layla Wells maybe, Samyha Suffren maybe, but I tell you, Freelon can fly from one end to the other.
Jade Campbell into the corner, finding its way to Veljovic. Offensive foul going against Jade Campbell, and this takes us to our media timeout. Hokies starting strong, 17-8, they lead.
Okay, Tech fans,
There's the huddle of the Niagara Purple Eagles under the direction of acting head coach tonight, Brianna Chambers, 8th year on the staff, assistant coach, associate head coach this year, but actually brings in some head coaching experience at the Dominican University of California. Watched them take the jump from NAIA to NCAA Division II, but she takes over the head coaching reins tonight, and it helps when she has the experience under Jada Pierce, the 11th year head coach of Niagara.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to talk to. Clearly a veteran head coach, not a problem stepping into that role here tonight in the stead of Coach Pierce, but really fun to talk to. She has some great experience. We'll talk a little bit more about her later in the show.
Former two-sport athlete at Bakersfield College, got her master's at Cal State Bakersfield, where she played basketball for the Roadrunners. Leading the Purple Eagles in a battle here tonight. Suffren with the runner, in and out. Scrum for the rebound, and it goes to the hands of Freeman.
That was a really nice rebound. Don't often take it away from Cassell Peterson. Coach Chambers got to be pleased. They're off to a good start shooting the ball 4 for 7, but they've had 3 turnovers, and of course the Hokies are dominating in the paint with 8 points already down low.
Suffren with the rebound. Hokies have some speed. A Niagara team that's shooting just 30% over their last 2 games. Hokies throw it out of bounds. 9th turnover against Virginia Tech. And Mac, how do the Hokies clean that up?
Well, first turnover of the game, and they've done a much better job this season taking care of the basketball. Really one of the better teams in the ACC through the first 4 games at valuing the basketball. And of course, they're shooting the ball really well, so they're really taking care of things.
So correction, you're right, that was their first turnover. They've scored 4 points off the turnovers tonight. A foul called by Carleigh Fountain. This one will go against Kilah Freelon. There's Baker checking back in.
Yeah, the Hokies with a little bit smaller lineup of themselves. Baker at her normal 4, but Cassell Peterson at 6 feet at the center spot.
Peterson, just the sophomore for Virginia Tech, a player that head coach Megan Duffy has talked so highly of. Adjusted nicely to that sophomore year. Turned over Nelson on the inbound pass. Blocked on the way up, and it's staying with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, really nice play in transition right there by Jade Rutledge. But another turnover for Niagara, giving the Hokies extra possessions.
Nelson on the inbounds. Suffren with some space. Corner 3 for Nelson. Hitting off the iron, and the Eagles come away with the rebounds.
They like to push it. Fitzroy this time bringing it down the floor.
Reverse layup leaves it short. Once again, the tempo picks up. Daley, 1 player to beat, and she's got it off the window.
Really nice play for the Northwestern grad in transition. Hokies are really good in the open floor.
Mel Daley, 4 points on the night. 18 points shy of the 1,000 mark in her career. Nearing the big 4 digits. Eagles looking for a response. Fitzroy pressure. Right into the hands of Cassell Peterson.
Hokies again with numbers.
Nelson leaves it short. Stepping out of bounds on the rebounds was Rutledge. A foul called in the process.
I think she just caught it with her feet on the line that time.
Checking in for the Hokies, number 1, Carleigh Wenzel. And number 2, Kilah Freelon.
Baker on the inbound, and she gets it to fall.
Oh, nice really execution on that baseline out of bounds. Wide open on the backside. Had a little back screen for Baker right there.
Haruna going to work. Foul called. This one's going to be a block against Cassell Peterson. Mac, just about 8 minutes in this ball game. What have you made of it so far?
Well, I think the Hokies have done mostly what they've wanted to do. They've scored in the paint. They've gotten out in transition, and they've made Niagara the team turning over the ball. And meanwhile, they've taken care of the ball, and that's why they have a 13-point lead.
Freeman in and out. Mackenzie Nelson with some space, and she's fouled. Freeman just gets the hands. There was Wilson that got the hands of Nelson.
Yep, Chastity or Speedy Wilson, as she likes to go by, out of Delaware.
It was funny, we were talking with Coach at shoot-around. We were going over pronunciations, and that's what everyone calls her, Speedy Wilson. Real name Chastity, but the nickname has kind of taken over as an alias. First free throw for Nelson, she buries it.
Well, it is apropos, because she is speedy.
14 points per game for Wilson on the season. That time picks up the foul. Second free throw for Mackenzie Nelson, and she hits them both. Hokies with a 23-8 advantage as Sophie Swanson checks into the ball game, the Purdue transfer.
Hokies using the bench liberally.
Mac, how is depth of these benches going to play into this game tonight?
Well, Virginia Tech has really done a nice job of utilizing the depth that they have. Last year they had none. This year they're blessed with quite a bit thanks to the roster building by Coach Duffy and her staff.
All trickles out of play, and the Purple Eagles will pick up on it.
I think that will help the Hokies as the season goes on too. To have people coming off the bench and people that are capable of really impacting the game. Kale Peterson, Layla Wells, Sophie Swanson, a couple big freshmen down low in Jenkins and Trent.
Dial for three. Misses off the mark. Haruna, the offensive board, and she gets it to fall.
Dial's a really good player, but Virginia Tech's done a good job defensively on her so far.
Baker through some traffic. Swanson uncorks the three ball. Too strong on a rebound to Wells.
Swanson, a really good three-point shooter. A great freshman year shooting the basketball. And this time Trent holding the defender off, called for the offensive foul in the lane. There you see the long-range shot. Nice job with the offensive rebound. Off the glass. Really nice play by Haruna. She has been active since coming in off the bench.
Niagara team with 4 freshmen on the roster, all of which seeing significant minutes. Kind of a new look Niagara team. Fensroy.
Like so many teams, working on the chemistry because you're working in so many new people from so many backgrounds.
Deflected out of play, a team that returns just 4 players from a year ago. Lost 9 players from last year's roster, a team that went 3-25, 2-18 in the MAC.
That's a big advantage for Virginia Tech this year, having a core of folks coming back from last year, you know, like Baker and Wenzel and Nelson, Peterson.
Shot clock violation against Niagara, and we'll give the Hokies the last shot of the quarter. Virginia Tech get one more bucket before the quarter breaks. Wenzel, 3 to work. Tries to throw the shot off. It's deflected out of play, and the Hokies have 1.3 still.
Plenty of time to catch it and get up a shot.
These are exactly the plays you work on in practice.
All the time. Hokies kind of finish shoot-arounds with special situations like this.
Baker, the catch, unable to get the shot off. And this will take us to the end of quarter number 1. Hokies holding on to a 23-10 advantage. Hokies this season. Fensroy. Deflected away by Freelon. No one to beat, and she will lay it in for the easy 2. Timeout called by acting head coach Brianna Chambers, and the Purple Eagles will talk things over. Well, Mac, the Hokies have turned up the heat on this Thursday night in Blacksburg. Forcing
turnovers and converting them on the other end. Kilah Freelon that time with the easy 2.
28-10, Virginia Tech leading after this most recent basket for Kilah Freelon.
Cross-court pass, and we told you about her elite athleticism. You saw it there with the defensive play and the finish at the other end. talked about Kilah Freelon in the open, talked about her athleticism and how she's impacted this program. There you see her with the steal on the cross-court pass and the finish on the other end. The Hokies now have 11 points off of 8 Purple Eagle turnovers.
Well, it's something that Virginia Tech has found a knack for this season, forcing the turnovers and scoring on the other end of the court with it. And it all starts with Kilah Freelon, the transfer from Texas Tech. I mean, she had potentially the best debut you could have, a double-double on opening night against Towson. Really set the tone early in her Hokie career. That's just 5 games in now.
Yeah, it's really hard to think. You know, people getting a chance at something different, a little different approach, goes from averaging 4 and 4 to averaging right now 15 and 12.
Rutledge too strong. Fight for the offensive rebound. There's a foul on the scrum. It's going against Freelon.
Freelon with the block after the offensive rebound by Niagara.
Purple Eagle team that shoots 61% from the charity stripe, second lowest in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Veljovic, she's actually a good offensive rebounder. She's had a couple in every single game this season.
Freshman out of Ontario, Canada. It was the first free throw up and banks it in.
Wow. She was 4 for 8 from the free throw line. I don't know if she called that or not.
And banks open on a Thursday night. Second free throw, misses off the back iron. Suffren able to keep it in. Pass down low to Wenzel. She gets it to fall.
Oh, nice pass. Looking ahead, sharing the basketball.
Mel Daley gets in the middle of it. Foul called in the process, but the momentum staying with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I know one thing Coach Duffy's going to really like. They've had 8 assists on 12 buckets so far.
Hokies team that's second in the ACC in assists per game. Something Virginia Tech has always excelled at on the women's basketball side, getting those assists, helping out the scorers. Baker overhead pass to Suffren, and she nets it.
How about that? The back door. Suffren, another good athlete, missed most of last year with a shoulder injury. She's only played 25 games in 2 years. She's still a very young player and a great explosive athlete, a really good defender.
Averaging 10 points per game so far this season. Pass to Freeman. Left-handed layup, and this one goes in.
Really nice play from the right block to the left side.
First field goal for the Purple Eagles of the quarter. Daley pump fake. One more pass to Baker, and she gets it to fall.
So unselfish, head up. Defense comes, finds the open player. Hokies shooting 56% from the field with a lot of open looks.
Through to a 21-point lead here in the first half. Baker gets a hand on it. Peterson tried to keep it in, but it's staying with Niagara.
Only 10 on the shot clock. Some subs coming in for both teams.
And is this offense by design for the Purple Eagles waiting late in shot clocks?
No, I think that's Virginia Tech's defense just not giving them any good looks. And they are a little bit different. So many teams are three-point centric. They like to attack, get layups, and mid-range shots. They don't really look for the three, even though they will take them. And that makes it tough.
Dial too strong. Haruna on the offensive board. And a shot clock violation. But it hit the rim, so they will throw it in.
Nice job being alert right there for the Purple Eagles.
It's always unconventional when the buzzer goes off. We just play through it.
Haruna and Baker are doing a little wrestling.
Haruna will get called for the foul. That's her second personal foul. So she will depart off to the bench.
Jade Campbell back in to St. Francis of Pennsylvania transfer.
Very decorated career down with SFU. Daley, corner three. Yes!
Daley, not known as a three-point shooter, but she showed good form right there, didn't she?
Just her third three-point attempt on the season. Now 66% from behind the three-point arc.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
It's always a good ratio.
Not bad.
Pressure applied to Fitzroy.
Fitzroy was at Radford a year ago, did not play there.
On the third stop of her collegiate journey. Started with Pensacola State. As Mac mentioned, went to Radford, here in Niagara now for this season. 2 seconds to shoot. Dial gets the shot off. Misses off the rim. Rebound goes to the Hokies. Lob down to Suffren. Draws the foul on the way up. This is how the Hokies scored last with Mel Daley.
Yeah, a little interchange right there. Confusion on the defensive end. They found the open player. And that's why they're one of the best assist teams in the ACC.
Mel Daley, the graduate student out of Northwestern, graduated with a degree in human development from Northwestern. Had a year of eligibility left, came to Virginia Tech. Very smart kid, as described by her head coach, Megan Duffy. And she watches on as Samyha Suffren takes the free throw. And she splits the pair to extend the lead to 23.
Suffren now 8 for 11 from the free throw line. She's going to get to the free throw line a lot. The way she can drive the basketball. Pretty cleanly played game. Not a lot of fouls.
Not at all. An Hokies team that knows how to draw the fouls. 19th in the country in free throw attempts.
Number 1 in the league. 19th in the NCAA.
It's a very underrated stat, your ability to draw the fouls. Just go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Carleigh Wenzel leads the way with that. She's number 2 in the ACC in free throw attempts. Last year, of course, broke school records for free throws made and free throws attempted.
Only trailing Lily Carmoody from Boston College. Now free throw attempts department. Top of the key, 3-ball from Fitzroy. Leaves it short. It's going to go out of play, staying with Niagara. Purple Eagles team taking their first ever trip to Blacksburg, their first ever meeting with the Hokies. Team that's 7-1 all time against active members of the MAC. Mid-range J, in and out for Campbell. Nelson, layup is good.
Gotta stop the ball in transition. Rule number 1 in defensive transition, stop the basketball. That was back 5-on-5, no excuse for that. Coach Chambers will not be happy with that performance.
Hokies outscoring the Purple Eagles 17-5 in this second quarter. Give and go to Billa. She pulls up and she buries it.
Really nice, another freshman, another Canadian. And the Purple Eagles have, other than that shot, they have continued to struggle offensively.
Ball goes out of play, goes to Niagara.
Yeah, we've been talking about the good decision-making from Mackie Nelson. That one was not one.
You always get 1 or 2 outliers.
Oh, yeah. Pushing it down. She beat her man, had the advantage 5-on-4, was looking for the open player. But an errant pass.
By the block, and a held ball will be called. Arrow favors Virginia Tech.
Yet another turnover.
Purple Eagles team just 8 made field goals. Will be their 10th turnover of the ball game. Team that has the second most turnovers in the MAC through their first 3 games. Losses to St. Bonaventure, Stonehill, and Kent State. We'll take the short trip just down the road to Radford this weekend to take on the Highlanders. Daley from the block, nothing but nets.
Looks so confident when she gets to that 10 to 15-foot range. You expect her to make them all at this point. She's been so good from there.
9 points tied for the team lead tonight with Carleigh Wenzel. Jessica Billa.
Mel Daley shooting over 55% from the floor.
A good field goal percentage. Fitzroy, 5 to work. Billa, long three. Misses off the window, rebound goes to the Hokies.
3-on-2.
Baker for two. In and out, offensive board, and this one goes in for Amani Jenkins.
There you go, the freshman getting some playing time.
Something Coach Duffy talked about in the preseason. Amani Jenkins can score inside the paint, also stretch defenses out.
4-star recruit, high school state champs out of Iowa.
Proven winner for the freshman out of Johnston, Iowa. Billa. Foul called in the process. It will send the Purple Eagles to the charity stripe.
Yeah, nice job with the ball screen and roll right there. Freeman catches it, goes strong to the rim, and gets to go to the free throw line. She hasn't done well from the free throw line so far this year, but a small sample size. She's 2 out of 6.
So Freeman, her first free throw opportunities for the graduate student out of Waynesboro, Georgia. First free throw is good.
Good looking stroke for the left-hander.
Is it tough for oppositions to guard the left-hander? Is it proof?
I don't know. I love left-handed shooters. They all look like they can shoot.
Okay. Something about it, the swagger to it?
I coached at a game one time where 8 of the 10 players that started the game were left-handed.
That's remarkable.
It was crazy. The floor looked tilted.
So how do coaches prepare for that in the scouts? Do they find guys that are left-handed to kind of help run through the plays?
No, you just have to be aware of that.
Just be aware?
Yep.
Suffren, chest pass on over to Jenkins. And this one falls for Amani Jenkins.
You can see the confidence growing. Jenkins and Trent, the 2 big freshman post players.
Back-to-back baskets, and Jenkins has a new career high with 4 points.
Jenkins over the back right there. 4th foul for the Hokies.
Talk so much about assists. Mel Daley with the assist on that last basket. 2 assists, a new career high for her.
Yeah, 12 assists now for the Hokies on 19 field goals.
Suffren fights off contact and scores.
So good athletically. Explosive, strong, completely healed up from the injury last year with the shoulder where she could only play 10 games. Missed some time as a freshman with injury too.
And you could never tell if you just watch her play that she missed, was it 25 games last season?
She's really worked hard in the offseason.
Miljovic too strong.
Freeman with a really nice offensive rebound. She's their best rebounder.
Down to 1 to shoot. The layup, and this one falls for Miljovic.
Miljovic has really been active in the game, coming off the bench.
Jenkins forced to retreat. Baker hoists the triple, and she drains it.
That's the Carys Baker the fans have gotten to know and love here in Blacksburg.
Bench is fired up with it. Hokies 3 for 3 on the triples in this second quarter.
They haven't shot a lot, but they've been effective today.
4 for 6. Wilson leaves it short. We highlighted her in the open. The team's leading scorer, Chastity Speedy Wilson, just 2 points for the Purple Eagles. Tech looking for one more basket before we hit halftime. Baker flings it out of bounds. Well, coming up at halftime here at Cassell Coliseum, a specialty for those watching and those in the stands. Coach James Franklin will greet the crowds. Second night in a row that coach is in attendance.
He's had a busy schedule this week.
He has. A lot of interviews, talking and meeting a lot of people here in Blacksburg. We'll do it once again here at halftime. Wilson takes the shot from the logo and leaves it short. And this will take us to halftime. Tech leads 51-20 at the halftime break. And Virginia Tech has looked strong in the offensive departments.
Yeah, they have been good all year. Among the best in the league. Number 3 in the ACC in scoring.
Well, now, joined by the second-year head coach of Virginia Tech, Megan Duffy. Coach, thanks for joining us. What did you like about your team's performance in the first half?
Hi, guys. I like our defense overall. I think we've been, talking, communicating, getting our hands on some balls. Don't like our defensive blocking out right now, but I think some of those stops have led to easy transition buckets.
Sharing the basketball and forcing turnovers, you got to love both of those stats.
Absolutely. We've been able to get deep into our bench, get some fresh bodies in. Really good to see just people stepping up, ready to go tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Go Hokies.
That was Megan Duffy with the Hokies leading by 31 points at halftime. A lot to smile about for this Virginia Tech team. In fact, they're shooting 61.8% from the field. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, that's really good, and an indication that you are forcing turnovers, getting some high percentage shots in transition, and that you're sharing the basketball on the other end, making the extra pass, getting a great shot instead of just a good shot.
Again, in a few seconds, James Franklin will make his way out to this Carleigh Clinic court at Cassell Coliseum to greet the Hokie faithful, with the Tech women's basketball team leading 51-20. Already a lot of excitement, a lot of smiles, and that will just grow here in Blacksburg. But Mac, talking Niagara for a quick second here. What's one thing the Purple Eagles need to clean up in the second half?
Well, they just struggle to shoot the basketball. 9 for 26, 30%. That's just about what they've been shooting all year. And when you do that, you can't set your defense. They're known for pressing, but they don't have a chance to set up the press if the ball doesn't go through the basket.
Well, one guy that's made a lot of adjustments at halftime during his career, searching for their first victory. Hokies at 4-0, looking to advance to 5-0. There's Wilson, the freshman from Newark, Delaware. She floats it up, and she gets it to fall.
That was a nice possession. They got the ball inside, kicked it back out, and then Wilson with the layup, but they also got to set up their press, and all of a sudden, a turnover and back inside. What a good start for the Eagles.
Freeman adds another bucket, and the Eagles start the quarter on a 4-0 run. Virginia Tech on the offense. 51 points in that first half. Baker throws it up with the left hand, leaves it short, and a foul called in the process. It's on the floor.
Yeah, Freelon uses that athleticism to pursue rebounds, not necessarily jump up above everybody, although she is a good leaper inside, but she will go get the rebound from outside the lane. Really valuable for the Hokies.
On the inbounds, Baker misses off the glass, and the rebound goes to Dial.
Yeah, Hokies ran that play in the first half. Baker made that shot, this time missed it. And here come the Eagles again on the offense.
Rutledge, top of the key. Once again, late shot clock situation for the Purple Eagles. Nelson just takes it right from Fensroy. Daley stuffed on the way up. Scrum for the basketball, and a jump ball will be called.
Really good hustle. That time getting back in transition.
Take another look at it. Very aggressive possession.
Here comes the fast break right into your living room.
Niagara. Wilson turns it over to Carleigh Wenzel.
Back-to-back turnovers again. And back-to-back on the other end.
Freeman. One-on-one, left-handed layup is good.
About 6 straight points for the Eagles to start the second half.
And a timeout will be called. Well, Niagara coming out of this third quarter gate with some energy in them. A 6-0 run. Hokies still lead by 25. First time since 2022, the Hokies play a team out of the MAC, and it's the Niagara Purple Eagles. There's the info, getting to know Niagara, upstate New York. Have you spent some time up in Niagara University, New York?
I have not, and I did not know that they got their name because of the section of town they're in is Monteagle.
That's the name of the Purple Eagle. Monty, the Purple Eagle. Enrollment's very close to Niagara Falls. Takes their first ever trip to Blacksburg. Has a long-standing rivalry with Canisius, also up there by Buffalo.
The Griffins.
Golden Griffins.
Yes.
Can't forget about the colors in those mascots. Foul called. Saruna, the guilty party. That's one of the bigger rivalries in the MAC. Niagara and Canisius.
I've never managed to lose to Niagara, but I have managed to lose to Canisius.
What school were you at for that? What year was that?
Chattanooga.
Okay.
John Beeline was the coach back in the day.
Suffren fouled and one.
Oh, you like that? If you're struggling a little offensively, go to the rim. You might get a high percentage shot, you might get fouled, or you might get both.
Yeah. Double whammy, if you will. Chance to convert on the three-point play for Samyha Suffren. Suffren entering play, a 78% free throw shooter.
Averaging double figures this year and already up to 8 here this evening. Layla Wells picking up full court against Speedy Wilson.
One of the best nicknames in the MAC. Billa working on Nelson. Throws the two ball up, rattles in and out.
Pretty good look. And
Suffren weaving through the Purple Eagles. Baker chucks up the three. Too strong. Rebound called on the floor. And Wilson will be called for the foul. That's her third personal. Mac, how does that affect Niagara with their leading scorer on the season with 3 personal fouls?
yeah, she needs to be on the floor, but I don't think she'll be on the sideline long with 3 fouls here in the third quarter. I imagine they'll get her back on the floor pretty quickly.
Suffren, through traffic, draws the foul once again.
Just such a good first step. It's so explosive. She can go by just about anybody. Then it's a matter of decision making.
And that's the 5th foul against Niagara, so the Hokies will get the next 7 minutes and 8 seconds in the bonus.
Yeah, and the Hokies have not committed a foul, so this is, again, a big problem for Niagara and Coach Chambers.
Something they struggled with Sunday at Kent State. Team fell to the Golden Flashes 92-45, but the foul trouble has plagued Niagara this season so far. Splitting the pair was Samyha Suffren.
Vince Roy gets the point guard duties.
Graduate student out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Little lefty. She's picked the ball up several times this evening, and that spells trouble.
Ball goes out of play. Wilson will come back in, so will Jessica Bila.
Didn't think Wilson would be over there long.
But it's also interesting, something that Coach Chambers talked about, the level that she came in was so high. They talked so highly of her, but is that where the game's at, where a freshman can come in and really impact a team right away?
Well, freshmen are more prepared than ever in every single way. They play better competition through the AAU circuit and travel ball and that kind of thing, nutrition, training, coaching. Everything has improved to the point where you can have a freshman come in and make a big impact.
1,000-point scorer at Carville Academy in Delaware. 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year nominee. 4 points tonight for Niagara. Belcovich too strong off the glass. And it stays with the Purple Eagles.
Belcovich, again, has been pretty active, but hadn't really gotten a lot of production. You have to like the athleticism of the freshman.
1.8 on the shot clock for Niagara to work. Catch. Campbell throws the shot off and misses the iron. Shot clock violation.
That ball does at least give Niagara a chance to set up their press.
And Mac, how has the last 2 games for Virginia Tech really helped them prepare for this full court press style?
Well, you know, I think Coach Duffy is just learning so much about this team. I think the biggest thing is probably learning what combinations work, which ones are better defensively, which ones are better offensively.
He's playing their 5th straight game here at home to open up the season. Down to Layla Wells, left-handed layup off the window falls.
Wow, good catch, good finish by Layla Wells, the sophomore.
Her first bucket of the night. Her high 7 points of the opener against Towson this season.
The coaches think she can be a really good defensive stopper. Long armed, extremely quick.
Kenzie Nelson slow to get up on the near sides.
Mikey Nelson will throw her body around now. She's hit the floor more than anybody else in practice and in games. She plays with reckless abandon.
She does. Normally see her taking the charge on the defensive end, willing to throw the body on the line for the team. That time creating the turnover and giving the ball back to Tech. Staying with Virginia Tech, they lead by 31 points here on this Thursday night in Blacksburg.
And Coach Duffy uses the word in practice, focus, locked in, and that's what the Hokies need to do for the rest of this game, despite the score. You're not playing the scoreboard at this point. You're trying to play as well as you can play.
A lot to learn still. Suffren floats it up, leaves it short. Scrum for the rebounds. Niagara comes away with it. Freeman. Veljovic trying to find something.
Hokies taking a lot away, putting good pressure on the ball.
Rutledge leaves it short. Peterson's got the rebounds.
Hokies 3-on-2.
Freelon fighting off some contacts. Wenzel going to work now.
Really good hustle for Niagara on this possession.
Peterson, too strong. Ball goes out of bounds, going to Niagara. And this will take us to our media timeouts. Virginia Tech leading Niagara 57-26.
I'd have to bring some like Australian staples, so maybe like some fairy bread.
You never can go wrong with paella. I'm gonna have to bring one of Mom's dishes, so we're gonna go curry chicken.
It would definitely be some kind of mashed potatoes. I know we do it a lot here in the US, but it's very big back home in Denmark. And probably some kind of pork.
Probably vanilla slice. I love vanilla slice.
Oh, happy feast week. The countdown to Thanksgiving is on. You just heard a lot of previous game on Sunday. They got outscored 12-4 in the third quarter to Coastal Carolina. Another slow start to the third quarter. What do you think that's due to?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes with a big lead, it's hard to stay, as Coach Duffy likes to say, locked in. But that's something a team has to work on, and you can't take any time off when it gets really competitive in ACC play, which you know it will. You're going to have to play for 40 minutes. You don't necessarily have to play well for 40 minutes, but you have to play competitively for 40 minutes.
Hokies team that entered in 10th in the ACC preseason poll. We'll start that gauntlet on the 7th of December, less than a month, against Duke. Daley missing off the mark for 3. Peterson, offensive rebound and second chance points.
Love her fundamentals. Takes her time, good offensive rebound, aware of where the defense was, and an easy basket for Cassell Peterson. Love watching her play.
Sophomore taking that jump up from her freshman year last year. Fighting through the contact, and this one drops for Fenceroy.
Nice play right there.
Hail Mary pass. Freelon takes it to the house.
Yeah, Fenceroy was the point guard, got caught down low when she made the layup, and nobody got back for Niagara.
Timeout taken by Niagara, and this will take us to a quick break. Hokies lead by 35. Second-year head coach Megan Duffy talking things over with her Hokies. Team that tries to advance to 5-0 to open up this season. It's kind of been a homecoming to start for Virginia Tech, but that ends here tonight against Niagara before the Hokies hit the road and play in that tournament out on the Virgin Islands next week.
Yeah, they're fixing to hit a stretch right here where we're going to learn a whole lot about this Virginia Tech women's basketball squad. 5 straight games that are going to be challenges. I liken it to midterm exams before you get to the second semester.
Assume you weren't a fan of the midterm exams as a student, but now you can like reflecting on them. Talking about it as a broadcaster. Turn it over, Wilson stop.
Hokies very sloppy right here. Settle down, get a stop.
Too strong from Campbell.
Campbell did a nice job of sealing, but couldn't make the play.
Daley floats it up, and the teardrop falls.
You have to change your name to mid-range.
Mid-range Mel?
No, just forget the Mel. Mid-range Daley.
Mid-range Daley. That could stick. 11 points to lead all scorers for Daley. Now sits 11 points away from that 1,000 career mark. Rutledge, too strong on it. Foul called in the process. We're going the other way. Jade Rutledge, one of 2 seniors on this Niagara team. She was with the Purple Eagles when they made that run 3 years ago. Another 2 years ago, runners-up in the MAC.
Challenging Fairfield, right?
2 minutes away from winning the conference championship against the Stags. Fell in that, ended up going to the WNIT, lost in the second rounds.
The Stags own the MAAC.
Won 3 out of the last 4 MAC tournaments, led by Carleigh Dudanis.
One of the bright young coaches in women's basketball.
Well, that's really the story of the MAC every year. Who can take down Fairfields? Freelon throws the second free throw up, makes them both. But it just shows you the turnover on these rosters, Mac, that 3 years ago only one player returns on the team.
Yeah, it's a rebuild every year. Got to construct that roster.
Going up the lane, fighting off contact, Dial, and a late foul called by our trail official.
Dial's been pretty quiet tonight after playing well early in the year, averaging almost double figures. Has not scored here this evening against Virginia Tech.
Could change right here. Talking about returners, she is the team's leading scorer returning from last year's roster. They lost their leading scorer from last season.
Checking back in for the Hokies, 24, Monty Jenkins.
Team that returns just 34% of their points from a season ago. Now she'll have to shoot up against the Cassell guards. Makes the first one. She's got her first points.
A really good free throw shooter. Hadn't been there a lot, but 5 out of 6 now on the season.
Second one's up. It's off the rim, and Carys Baker's got the rebounds.
See, they even try to pick up full court even on a miss.
Daley mid-range. Swanson on the offensive board. Wenzel for 3. Missing off the mark. Haruna. Sandwich between two Hokies, gets the pass off. Dial throws up the 3 ball, too strong. It goes out of play, Hokies basketball. Hokies team shooting 55% in this ball game. Moved to 67 points. Carleigh Wenzel departing off to the bench. Greeted with a ovation from this Hokie faithful.
Mikey Nelson back in. Let's see if she can kind of settle this offense down, get the Hokies into something here in the half court, 5-on-5.
8 points for Nelson in the ball game, 4 of which coming from the charity stripe. Tries her luck at a 3 ball. In and out. Rebound, and it goes out of play. Basketball to Virginia Tech. Mackenzie Nelson, the Greenwich, Connecticut native. Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year.
How far is Greenwich from you?
Like 10 minutes, next town over from me, up in Darien.
Wow.
It's the beauty of a small state like Connecticut. Daley mid-range,
Yes.
she's automatic.
Yes.
Mid-range Mel strikes once again. I don't know if the nickname's not as good as Speedy Wilson.
No,
but it's up there.
Yeah, it's very important, though, when you can make shots.
Right into the hands of Daley. Swanson thought about the 3, and she's called for the travel.
She's such a good three-point shooter. You have to close out. She did the shot fake and take off. Just took off a little too quickly that time. Sophie Swanson really hadn't gotten into the groove yet here. Was injured in fall camp some, but can really shoot the basketball. She's going to have an impact on this team before the season's over.
It's kind of weird she's a junior, but kind of feels like a freshman coming to a new campus, has to learn a new style. New team in Virginia Tech, the 31 in whites. Final 10 seconds for Niagara. What can they dial up? Billa. 3 ball from Wilson, and she hits it at the buzzer.
Speedy knocks it down.
Against all odds, Speedy Wilson chucks up the 3 ball, and Niagara, their first made triple.
Vandy's awfully good, Oregon State, and then they come back home. But like I said, Coach Duffy will know a lot about this basketball team and what to expect in the ACC after these next 5 games.
Got a chance to travel down to Paradise Jam in the U.S. Virgin Islands. They're going to face some good basketball teams. BYU undefeated on the season at 5-0. Vanderbilt's number 17 in the country undefeated, and Ohio State's always a good basketball team.
Yeah, and then come back home with Florida out of the SEC and Duke, one of the favorites in the ACC.
Kara Lawson always builds a good program down in Durham. That's been special to watch that kind of grow, the SEC, ACC challenge the last couple of years. Hokies will get their shot at Florida at home on the 4th of December. 3 ball too strong from the Purple Eagles. Their luck once again, Wilson missing off the mark. Did you get a chance to play in any tropical locations when you coached?
Played a lot of places, from Alaska to Hawaii to Puerto Rico to St. Thomas. Good places.
Real question is, did you have a favorite on your vacations?
Ugh. Wherever we won.
There we go. Who cares about the weather, the nice beaches?
Coaches don't think like that. Our families think like that.
Yes. Baker, left-handed layup, too strong. Was out of play, Niagara basketball. For the Eagles, they will continue this road trip that started up in Massachusetts with Stonehill, then went to Kent State, came down to Virginia Tech today, and then they'll go to Radford, the short trip just up the road, Radford, Virginia, to play the Highlanders up at the Dedman Center. Then they got another tough road stretch after hosting Fordham.
That's tough. You see, anytime you see at, that's a problem.
Especially when you got to go to Ohio State. It's a good Big Ten program. Buffalo, Cleveland State. And then MAC play starts for the Purple Eagles. Still searching for our first points of the fourth quarter. Suffren leaves it short. Trent unable to get it.
Couple of point-blank looks for the Hokies. They were 7 for 17 in that third quarter, 0 for 4 from long range, and only scored 18 points.
So far in this fourth quarter, the Hokies 0 for 4 from the field, Niagara 0 for 3.
You know, Coach Duffy wants them to get that offense going again here in the final period.
Dial draws the foul, and she'll dial up a trip to the free throw line.
Fouls on Virginia Tech's 24, Imani Jenkins. That's her second.
Dial out of Scottsdale Community College.
Second for Niagara, 21, Jessica Billing.
As the season goes on, I think she'll be their leading scorer. She can shoot the three as well as post up a little bit. You saw her drive it right there, a good free throw shooter. Or Speedy Wilson may have something to say about that.
It was interesting. The team played a preseason exhibition against the State University of New York at Brockport. She dropped 26 points in that game.
Yeah.
And then since the regular season started, it's really been Speedy Wilson leading the offense.
Yeah, defenses are going to concentrate and put their best defender on Dial a lot of nights.
Team that's got a lot of weapons, just waiting to ignite, block, and we will go back with Niagara.
Another block shot.
Dial for 3.
That's
On
what
the
I was
money.
talking about. Exactly what I was referencing on the previous possession.
Now the Purple Eagles with some momentum, a 5-0 run to open the fourth quarter. Nelson up Broadway, and it goes.
Nelson struggled in the backcourt, and all of a sudden the seas parted.
So the Purple Eagles, for the second straight quarter, start with a big run. And Virginia Tech trying to silence them. Nearing the magical 75 mark.
We're at the warning. Biscuit warning.
In the Biscuit red zone.
Fitzroy has picked up that basketball too many times tonight.
Contact and a block called against Mackie Nelson. Kevin Fahey reports to the table. Megan Duffy doesn't like the call. And it's rare to see Mackenzie Nelson get called for a block.
She does a great job of taking charges, but again, she throws her body around out there. Going to take a little break right here. Let's take a look at it. Yeah. Again, we talk about this every game. Bang, bang play, block charge. I think she was still moving.
In that legal guarding position. Off the mark for Wilson. Samyha Suffren. If the extra player tries the bounce pass, Rutledge gets in the middle of it. Very aggressive play to start this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Hokies now with 4 fouls. I think that'll be on them.
Fouls on Virginia Tech's 24, Imani Jenkins. That's her third.
Monty Jenkins called for the foul. She'll depart. Her third personal foul in just 12 minutes. Nia Trent will come in her place, the freshman out of Springboro, Ohio. 4 freshmen for this Hokies team. Kate Sears will miss the season. But a very good freshman class welcomed into Blacksburg this offseason.
Let's see if Niagara can take advantage of being in the bonus now for these last 6.5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Billa, mid-range J off the mark. Tries to get her own rebound. Rutledge hits the floor, tied up with Layla Wells. Arrow favors Virginia Tech, so we're going the other way.
Both these coaches and teams will continue to play hard, and even though the game is out of reach, you still want to execute, find out what you can do under pressure against opposing team.
Foul called, pressure to Layla Wells, and Speedy Wilson charged with her 4th personal foul.
Speedy Wilson can light you up. That time just a little bit too aggressive.
3rd in the MAC with 2.3 steals per game so far this season. She heads to the bench. A Niagara team that has just 9 players active for today. And all 9 have seen significant minutes. Wells hoists the triple. Leaves it short. Saruna fights for the rebounds. And Layla Wells gets her own rebounds.
Back-to-back fouls against Niagara. Their first 2 of the 4th quarter.
That's a little bit different than that 3rd quarter when Tech was in the bonus in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, the exact opposite.
But Mac, how does the lack of depth for Niagara today kind of affect them, especially when fouls come into play?
Well, I think they've done a good job of keeping people rested in and out of the game.
Well, Fensroy now called for a foul. 3rd in the last 2 minutes for the Purple Eagles. Leaving it short is Trent, and she draws the foul.
Nice job, out of bounds play. Recognized that Trent had her defender posted up down low, got it straight to her.
This will send the freshman to the free throw line.
You see from out of bounds, nice job of posting up. Caught it with 2 feet in the lane. Got to score that through the contact.
Freshman from Ohio goes to the charity stripe, a chance at her first career collegiate points. 4th game she's appeared in this season.
She's taken 1 field goal attempt and 2 free throw attempts.
Big opportunity for the freshman here. No good on the attempts.
All 3 freshmen for the Hokies, 4-star kids. Kate Sears, who's out for the year with a foot injury. Outstanding point guard out of Boone, North Carolina.
And this one falls in for Nia Trent.
There it is. Bench reacts. They know that was important to her.
Well, she's got a smile on her face, her first career collegiate points. Rutledge into the corner, finds its way to Fensroy. One more pass under the hoop, and this one drops.
Nice job, Fensroy that time. Kept her dribble alive, got it to Freeman. Couple lefties combining for a nice bucket there.
Peterson down low to Swanson, reverse layup is good.
How about that? Talk about Swanson shooting a 3, a little back cut action, reverse layup for the Purdue transfer.
First bucket on the night for Swanson.
Set a freshman record at 44% for the 3-point shooting. Didn't shoot as well the next season, but very capable from beyond the arc.
All 11 Hokies have now scored in this ball game. And this one drops for the Purple Eagles. Freeman once again, 13 points to lead Niagara. Swanson, corner 3. Too strong. Peterson fights to keep it in. And a timeout taken by Megan Duffy. She gets it off. And Max Sophie Swanson with a big bucket.
Yeah, when you play a team that pressures you, one of the pressure releases is the back cut. That was open. Swanson with the concentration on the reverse layup. 2 points, a couple good looks at it. Really good play for the Virginia Tech Hokies and Megan Duffy.
Niagara huddling up under acting head coach Brianna Chambers here today. A little hoop scoop for you. One of the players that Chambers coached at Dominican University of California, Tammy Bronner, went on to play for the Harlem Globetrotters, just the 10th female ever to play for the Harlem Globetrotters. And it's always cool when you get a player that can go on to play internationally, play for a team like the Globetrotters.
That's very cool. Hokies going to the free throw line. The freshman back there, Amani Jenkins.
Jenkins misses the first free throw. Second chance for the freshman. And she gets this one to fall on the free throw.
With that basket, we've got Biscuit.
And it's bow time.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Well, I had to say it because you're really not allowed to talk about biscuits.
No.
You know, being from Connecticut.
It's like after my Thanksgiving food tiers list, I think I lost all rights to talk about food. Although, what do you recommend? The Bowberry biscuit?
Well, it's a sausage biscuit that they win.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it is a specific biscuit.
Okay.
But of course, you can't go wrong with the cheddar bow, the Cajun filet, or the Bowberry.
Okay, a lot of good options.
Just to get in depth here.
We're talking biscuits on this Thursday night in Cassell. Hokies in Niagara. In the corner, Layla Wells, the triple attempts. Puts too much on it. It's one of the cool promotions they do here at Cassell Coliseum. Hokies hit 75 points. Free sausage biscuits for the crowd. Iljovic draws the foul, and she'll go to the charity stripe.
Iljovic, I really like her activity. Again, we don't have a lot of numbers out there for her. 3 points, 2 turnovers, 1 assist, but she is active in the game. Got to think they're excited about her future. Just a freshman.
Swanson checks out for Spela Bretzel, freshman out of Slovenia.
Bretzel can really shoot the basketball. Still adjusting to the American game.
Second free throw attempt. And this one rattles in. All 12 Hokies have officially entered into this ball game. Suffren, Euro step, and she floats it in. Go back, staying on Spella Bretzel for a second. How is the international game different than the game here in the United States?
Just structurally different. The shot clock is different. The structure of running set plays more regularly is a little bit different. And just how the game is officiated is different, in addition to the court itself is different.
Bretzel, just the 4th European Hokie to play for Virginia Tech in the last decade. Tilda Eck, most recently out of Sweden.
Great shooter.
So there's only a handful of them, but they bring a lot of talent here in Blacksburg. And Spella Bretzel, the freshman, will look to add her name to that list.
More and more international players coming over because of the NIL situation.
Down low, off the glass, Anaya Trent with her first field goal.
Yeah, scored earlier on from the free throw line, but now gets the field goal. Nice play, good catch and finish.
Niagara looking for something in the final 3 minutes. Dial, she stopped on the way up. Hokies with the speed, and Suffren takes it to the house.
Jenkins with the block, and Suffren is so fast. If you start out dead even, you are not going to catch her.
And a timeout taken. What'd you see on that play, Matt?
We had the block shot right here by the freshman, kicking it ahead now. And watch Suffren just leave everybody else behind.
So here's an interesting occurrence on the court. Virginia Tech took a timeout for subs,
Yeah.
and then Niagara took a full timeout.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit of an oddity.
Yeah, Coach Chambers, I think, really wants to, to do everything she can to get a lot out of this experience and talk about what's going right, what's going wrong. They've made some progress in some areas tonight, had a good third quarter. And she's gotten a look at a lot of different players. You mentioned only 9, but everybody's gotten significant minutes. You want to coach them till the very last buzzer.
Well, Niagara is known for their blocks, as been advertised all game, but Virginia Tech has found a way to step up and block the Purple Eagles, play their game a bit. 6 blocks tonight.
Yeah, the Hokies are so much longer. You would expect them to dominate the paint, which they have. 48 points in the paint for Virginia Tech, and you would expect them to block some shots too, and they have done that also.
Virginia Tech team that has just under a month left in the non-conference portion of the schedule. You see 2 of the freshmen there, Amani Jenkins, Anaya Trent. Like, how important is it to give the freshmen some playing time here in these early games?
Yeah, really important, because you don't know about foul troubles or somebody spraining an ankle or somebody just not being available for a game, and you never know when you're going to have to call somebody. You've got to be ready to play.
And as you look at the ACC, Mac, what kind of sticks out to you about the Atlantic Coast Conference this season?
Well, I think the league is going to be good, but it's a little bit of a transition because so many good players left this league a year ago.
2:20 to play here in Cassell Coliseum. 2 ball from the Eagles, and this one finds its way home from Fenceroy.
Yeah, nice shot. She shot the ball really well at shoot-around today, as we got to watch. Coach Chambers allowing us to sit in and get familiar with their personnel.
Fenceroy making just her 8th career start earlier today, and Chesty Speedy Wilson has fouled out of this ball game. So Dial will check in. Wilson's day is done. She ends with 7 points, and it's the first game of her collegiate career she doesn't reach double digits.
Yeah, she's going to be a good player, though, for this team. Didn't have the night, especially offensively, that she wanted. A little foul trouble right there.
A training bolt from the free throw line, Layla Wells. Hokies lead big in Game 5 of the season. Remain unbeaten with a win today. 5-0 before entering that monstrous stretch we talked about. It starts with at James Madison in 3 days' time. That should be a fun game between 2 in-state foes, Mac.
Yeah, a lot of familiarity there.
There's also a cool home and home they'll start with those 2 teams over the next 2 years.
James Madison had a tough loss last night at Texas, who's one of the national championship contenders.
A team that's lost their last 2 ball games still sit at 3-3 on the season. And Texas, that was cool, Matt, because the Longhorns, they came to Harrisonburg to play JMU last season.
Sure did. Sure did. And like I said, Hokies have lost twice in a row to the Dukes.
And that included, what, most recently a postseason tournament appearance. Those teams played each other. But the Dukes have won the last 2 against Virginia Tech. It's going to be cool when JMU comes here next year to play Cassell Coliseum next season. Or to play Virginia Tech in Cassell Coliseum next season. Swanson loses the handle, then regroups it. Wells loses it out of play.
And we'll have JMU here in women's basketball as well as in football against Coach James Franklin.
It's going to be a fun one next season, next fall. It's one of those things on paper you would feel like it's a rivalry based on proximity, but they don't play a whole lot. James Madison out of the Sun Belt, Virginia Tech out of the ACC.
JMU hasn't been Division I all that long in football.
Haruna's blocked by the freshman Amani Jenkins.
Yeah, a couple big blocks down the stretch and run to floor.
Pass.
Just a little too high and wide on that pass.
Had to kind of act as a wide receiver there. Try to catch it and keep it in bounds. Fensroy. Dishing out. Haruna tries her luck at a 3. Misses off the mark, and Britzel's got the rebounds. Full court press still applied by Niagara, but Niagara falls. Virginia Tech takes it 83-46 on this Thursday night in Cassell Coliseum.